Welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. You're not going to believe what we're working on today. A converter. It's been a lot of converters here lately. I've done a lot of videos on converters. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope you have learned something. So we're going to go work on another one. So let's go get started. And the first thing I done was just went in and unhooked the battery. It's in there. And now let's go inside. I went ahead and just pulled this converter out of the bottom here, just so I could make sure which wires was which. So our AC wire to run the converter comes out of there. So we've got our meter set up on the AC scale. Alright, so we want to just make sure that we have power coming out of the breaker into the converter, which we do. As you can see, got 122.6 volts. Alright, let's put our meter to the DC scale. And this is the wire coming right out of the converter. We got zilch, zero, nothing. So it is bad. So let's just go ahead and get started getting this thing changed out. Cut that breaker off so we don't have any AC power on there anymore. Scooch all over. I'm going to reach under here and get this wire out of this breaker here. The black wire out of the breaker. I want to lay down so I can see. I'm going to take that breaker out so I can see it. There, now we can see what we're doing. Get her black wire out there. Get our neutral unhooked. Figure out which one it is. Bottom. And get our ground unhooked. So there's all of our AC wiring for the converter. In that last Tech Talk video that we did, I told you that I knew how these things work. They had that little wizard in there, right? Well, what I forgot to tell you was that little wizard, he holds the magic smoke. If he lets the magic smoke go, then the converter no longer works. I gotta go get Allen wrenches. Get them out of there. Now I'll unhook that battery so that when we get these wires off here, we won't have any sparkage or anything like that. But I'll tell you what, we've had a bunch of bad converters here recently. Been a rash of bad converters. Get the hot wire off. This should be the ground wire. See, if I hadn't unhooked that battery, we'd had all kinds of sparkage going on there. Out with the old, in with the new. This is not the exact right converter, because this is actually an Intellitech power distribution panel, because the old converter used to be inside a big metal box down here, and I'm not the first one to put a YFCO converter in here, because that's what I just took out, was a YFCO, and I'm going to put a YFCO back in it because that's what I have on the truck. So we're going to just get our 12 volt stuff hooked up first. Probably going to have to go get a pair of needle nose pliers too. Alright, y'all hang on, I'll be right back. Let's get these wires snaked up through here. I think we'll just do one at a time. Get the ground wire behind that board. That little board has all your all your 12 volt breakers. I'll get this stuff down in here. As soon as we get it bent at a 90-degree angle, like so. Get it stuffed down in this terminal. Find my Allen wrench. It's right here. I know y'all can't see, that's alright. I can't really see either. We're in the same boat. Get that snugged up nice and tight. Alright, now we'll do the hot wire. Get it snaked up around behind that board. Oh, it'll go around that way. Okay, that'll work too. I didn't think it would fit around the end of that board, but it will. It's a cold day here in West Virginia. These wires are stiff. Of course, they're pretty stiff on a warm day, but even cooler today. Or even stiffer today. Y'all been out of focus this whole time? I don't know what that crazy camera focuses on sometimes. Okay, them's nice and snug. Now let's get our AC wires stuffed up in that little hole. Where they go. Be careful, we didn't unplug the camper, so some of that stuff in there is still hot. So let's get our ground wire hooked up. Not wanting to focus again. Crazy camera. Get our neutral hooked up. This wire put back in our breaker. And yeah, you might think this is kind of funny. I don't know exactly how they have this camper wired, but this is wired like it was a house. The bus bar behind the breakers is live. It's got power on it. So it's wired like a house. Normally, this would be a 30 amp breaker, and you would be, your short cord would be coming into this, and then it goes through the breaker, the rest of the breaker box. But like I say, this thing's wired more like a house. So I don't know exactly what they've done, and it doesn't really matter. It's kind of an older camper, so hard to tell what somebody's done in the past. I'm telling you, it's not wired the way most other campers are wired, but it doesn't really matter. As long as everything that's supposed to get AC power gets AC power, and everything that's supposed to get DC power gets DC power, it don't really matter how they do it. All right, so we got the converter in there. Let's get our meter out, set it on DC, get us a ground, turn this breaker on, and let's see. Oh, we got 13.6 volts. Can y'all see that? I hope y'all can see that. There you go. All right, so the converter is fixed. One more thing to do. Hook the battery back up and make sure the voltage is actually getting out here to the battery to charge the battery. All right, let's get our wires back on our battery. There was 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Get the wing nut back on there. Put our meter back on the DC scale. 12.8 and climbing. It's already went from 12.85 to 12.9, so the battery is charging. So there you have it. There is diagnosing and changing your converter. This is one of the converters. I know most of the converter videos I've done are actually a deck mount converter, but a lot of them are in the bottom of the power distribution panel, like this one. No, that wasn't the exact right converter, but this gentleman lives in this thing. He's here working, so he's probably here all week and then goes home on the weekends. And he probably don't want to wait a week to get the proper one. You know, I took one out and put one just exactly like it back in there. The only difference is the little wizard's still holding the smoke in the one I just put in there. He let the smoke go in the other one. Once you let the magic smoke go out, it doesn't work anymore. So, hey, I'm gonna go actually right here and work on a furnace. I may take you with me on that as well, but if not, I'm gonna go up the road and fix another one. No, I'm gonna stay here and work on that furnace. I may or may not take you with me, but hey, y'all have a fantastic day.